My name is Philipp Man. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Chronext. We are a fully transactional marketplace for luxury watches. Co-founded this business 6 years ago with my partner Ludwig. I'm originally from Cologne, Germany, but we are a Swiss company with offices in 15 countries. And yeah, very excited to speak to you today about this. Chronext is a fully digital platform for the watch industry. What that means is that we're a transactional marketplace that helps retailers, consumers, and watch brands market their inventory online without having the need to build their own infrastructure to do so. We have over 500 retailers in 32 geographies that we actually have access to their inventory. We then list these items or these watches. The customer buys the item and pays us. We then run a reverse auction to determine which retailer gets to make the sale, because there could be 200 retailers with the same watch. So we see who's the fastest to deliver. This is all automatic. We select the retailer, we pick up the watch, we authenticate it with our own watchmakers, and we ship it to the consumer. And if the consumer is happy, the retailer gets their money minus our commission. And then the rest of the business, which is not quite 50-50 yet, but growing very fast to kind of get to 50-50, is the typical certified pre-owned part of the business. And what that means is you as an individual can sell your pre-owned luxury watch with us. So you fill out a form online and you get two prices. Both these prices are generated by a pricing engine that we've developed in-house. So it's an algorithm that can price pretty much 98% of all watches globally within 2 seconds. And so we will offer you two prices. One would be, for instance, $6,000 instantly or $12,000 in consignment. And for the $12,000, you would only get the $12,000 minus 19% once the watch has sold, or you get the $6,000 instantly. And there we buy it on our own risk, we refurbish it, etc. And then we list it on the site. And once it's sold, the proceeds remain with us. We've been doing this for 6 years. We're currently 173 people in 15 offices. We started 2 guys in a kitchen who just loved watches. And essentially our mission is to create the most relaxed way to buy, sell, and own a luxury watch. Today, the majority of purchases are offline, roughly 98%. Roughly 70% of purchases are already researched online. But the buyer of the future is, I think we play around the same age, is our generation. And we're online first, and in fact, we're actually mobile first. So from 70% of the research today, I think in 5 to 10 years, it'll be 100% research online, and also 50% of the transactions online. Now that doesn't mean that the transaction won't be settled offline with a kind of buy and click and reserve or click and collect. But I think ultimately the kind of generation that we have today, which is the baby boomer, etc., will become less and less of the key demographic of the watch buyer, of the watch buying market, and the millennial buyer is going to become more dominant. And what that means is, what do you see in every city globally? You see hipsters. What do hipsters like? They like vinyl. You have to have a few stereotypes. They like, organic wine, whatever. But they like mechanical products and tangible products. And so from a world where our parents have grown up with the idea of kind of planned obsolescence, and you buy something and you throw it away, or they've been accustomed to that, they didn't actually grow up like that. Actually, we value very technical products. So I think it's this generation that is online first will become the main buyer of the watch market, and that will also mean that the pre-owned piece within the watch industry becomes the key driver, because what we like, and if you look at popular culture, customized product, limited editions, products that are hard to come by, Supreme, Off-White, all the fashion labels that are kind of new. And so there's nothing more limited than a pre-owned item, because that's unique by definition. So I think that's going to become a very large part of the industry, and as much as 50% potentially. Ultimately, it's trust. The key thing that is difficult to replicate is trustworthiness. At the end of the day, I know that I'm trustworthy. How do you know that I'm trustworthy? So I need to explain to the consumer, how can I make sure that they know we're only selling verified, authentic items that they know 100% are flawless, as good as they think they will usually get offline. So that's one of the key things that we really focused on at the beginning. And the second aspect is barriers to entry, especially on the technology side. And by that I don't mean shop systems or shop platforms that every e-commerce or marketplace has, but technology on the pricing side. How do I really know which price we should pay or sell the item for, especially in a market that is not very liquid, at least when we started, like the watch industry? And second of all, how do I make it super easy for my retailer to really only want to sell their products with us? And what we're doing is we're creating the platform for the watch industry, not the marketplace, we always say, because we ultimately want to make it flawless for the retailer to have a direct integration with us, so that they will ask themselves, Why do I need to go to Amazon potentially or eBay and upload these items manually, take pictures, etc.? These guys are directly in my system. They literally just contact me and say, the item is ready to be picked up, it has been bought. You know, it's almost like beaming watches away. And that's the key thing that really allowed us to scale our supply side in a way that nobody else can really get these retailers now. I think, you know, in technology as a whole, there's a big obsession around software as a service, but in kind of digital commerce, there's a lot of discussions on, you know, customization, integration of social media into the transaction. My personal opinion is that people are overdoing it with customization. I mean, you know, Nike ID for shoes has been around for 10 years. Everybody's configured a Nike ID shoe. I know very few people that actually bought one. And now, especially in the luxury world, everybody is starting to talk about customization, but the reality is, you know, this is nothing new. And I think this whole idea of re-commerce, refurbishment, customization is a very hot topic, but frankly, it's been around and we've been doing it for 6 years. There's people who've been doing it for 20 years. So I think the key thing is really driving mobile commerce. And sometimes I'm quite surprised, you know, if you look at kind of the e-commerce landscape, what kind of big players there are and how bad the experience actually is. And they still make sizable revenues. That's always a shocking experience to me.
Next time, you're going to hear how we built a direct-to-consumer online eyewear business that seamlessly connects online and offline worlds, and what customer trends we see on the horizon that will shape how product brands will think about the future.